History remembers Cleopatra and Mark Antony as reckless lovers who destroyed themselves for passion, but that story was written by their enemies. Because what really happened wasn't just a romance, it was a political alliance so powerful that Rome panicked, an affair so dangerous that it reshaped the ancient world, and a woman so influential that an empire spent centuries trying to turn her into a villain. This is the true story of Cleopatra and Mark Antony and why Rome feared them more than any army. By 41 BCE, Cleopatra VII was no naive seductress. She was the Queen of Egypt, fluent in multiple languages and ruler of the richest kingdom in the Mediterranean. Egypt's grain-fed empires, its gold-financed wars. Mark Antony, meanwhile, was one of Rome's most powerful men, a general, politician, and former ally of Julius Caesar. But after Caesar's assassination, Rome was fractured. Antony ruled the East. Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, controlled the West. And Antony needed money, ships, and loyalty to prepare for war. So he summoned Cleopatra to meet him. He expected a subordinate queen instead. Cleopatra arrived like a goddess. Cleopatra sailed into Tarsus on a lavish barge. Its sails purple, its oars silver, perfumed smoke filling the air. She dressed as Aphrodite, goddess of love. Antony, who prided himself on excess, was completely outmatched. But this wasn't seduction for romance. This was strategy. Cleopatra needed Rome's protection to keep her throne. Antony needed Egypt's wealth to win his war. They didn't fall in love first. They made a deal. That night began one of the most famous partnerships in history. Antony followed Cleopatra back to Alexandria. There, they lived extravagantly. They formed a private society called the Inimitable Livers, hosting endless banquets, games, and philosophical debates. They dressed in disguises and wandered the streets together. To Rome, this looked like decadence, but beneath the luxury was something dangerous. Cleopatra gave Antony money, ships, and political legitimacy. Antony gave Cleopatra territory, protection, and Roman recognition. They were no longer just lovers, they were a power block, and Rome was watching. Octavian knew he couldn't defeat Antony by force alone, so he attacked his reputation. Roman propaganda painted Cleopatra as a foreign temptress, a corrupting Eastern queen, a witch who enslaved Antony with pleasure. They claimed Antony had abandoned Roman values for an Egyptian woman. This worked. Rome didn't fear Antony anymore. They feared Cleopatra, controlling Rome through him. When Antony divorced his Roman wife Octavian's sister to marry Cleopatra, the outrage exploded. War became inevitable. In 31 BCE, Antony and Cleopatra faced Octavian at sea in the Battle of Actium. Cleopatra commanded her own fleet, but the battle was chaos. At a critical moment, Cleopatra's ships turned and fled. Antony followed her, leaving his forces behind. Historians still debate why. A tactical retreat? A breakdown in communication? Or panic? Whatever the reason, the result was catastrophic. Octavian won. And Cleopatra and Antony were branded forever as weak, emotional lovers who chose each other over victory. The final tragedy. Octavian marched on Egypt. Believing Cleopatra was dead, Antony fell on his sword. He didn't die immediately. He was carried to Cleopatra, where he died in her arms. Cleopatra knew what awaited her. Paraded through Rome as a captive, she refused. According to tradition, she took her own life, possibly by poison, possibly by an asp. Her death was her final act of control. She denied Rome its triumph. Cleopatra and Mark Antony didn't fall because of love. They fell because together they were too powerful. Rome didn't destroy them on the battlefield alone. It destroyed them with stories. And those stories survive longer than the truth.